Hey, back again. Second video of the day. I'm gonna take my time for sure with this video. I want to say everything that's on my mind, but it's a lot to unpack it here. There's levels, there's layers to sort of what's going on, and I'm gonna have this starting point. I need you guys to keep up with me here. I have this starting point that I'm gonna operate from, and then I'm gonna branch out. And then by the end of this, I'm going to tell you what I think you should do, or more so what I advise as far as getting on the other side of this, if at all possible, towards a better, freer society. So, I'm going right into it. I posted a Vox article like that on page. I'm not even going to read it. I'm not going to give them another click. I'm not going to read it to you guys, obviously. But all that it is it's saying and it's highlighting how health experts and health officials greenlit and have green lighted these mass forms of protest. I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of people packed together at the same time. They've greenlit it because they feel as if, basically, in a nutshell, that it's important. And because it's important to them to do this, they feel like it's okay, and they're like, whatever. Now, look, y'all already have to concede that I was right, okay? That's fine. I told y'all 3 months this was stupid. Now we got 40 plus million people out of work. You have certain areas slowly opening up, but we're still having to face this fact that we had this mass form of a lockdown for nothing. If you even conceded that, you had to do it for just because you didn't know what it was, right? You didn't know what happened. Right? It's so new, pandemic. We got to shut it down. Even once the evidence was shown that this thing was not nearly as deadly as what was initially anticipated, it has a very, very specific demographic that is more likely to be hospitalized, more likely to die from it. Okay? Now, all of what you guys have been lecturing us, definitely leftists in this regards, conservatives, which I'm going to get to you later on, the mainstream conservatives, they follow suit. Governor of Texas, same thing. He's one of the first reopened, but it was still locking it down for months. And we're still we got the idiotic rules. Get to that in a little bit. But certainly you had a lot of these same blue check marks saying that folks that were linking up, going out, working, were killing grandmas. They stated things of that nature, basically saying that you don't have a right to go spread the virus. You don't have a right to do that. That's what they said. No matter, I mean, yes, it's a risk that's been assumed with life since human beings have been human beings when it comes to mingling with each other. But here we are. Okay? Bet. He lectured you. He lectured me. Some of you lectured me. Saying that we had to do this. We got to keep doing it because of reasons. Even though the data shows that it's not that deadly. Certainly the most demographics. Old folk. Immunocompromised folks, a little different story. A lot of people ain't that. But because of a politic, and let me go back to me. Because of politics, you have these same experts, look, backtrack, blue check marks, who were hashtag stay home, hashtag stay home, save lives. All of the fundraising, all of this stuff, we're doing this to fight COVID-19. Stay home. All of the brands. The blue checks lecturing people, telling them that they're going to kill grandma, saying, well, you got to stay inside, willing to snitch on their neighbors to the cops. They're willing to do all of that. Now, unfortunate situation, very unfortunate. Man killed by cops. Everybody's riled up. protest. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Be mad all you want, but you do not get to do that. You did it. I'm gonna get again. I need y'all to follow me, but you don't get to do that and not have that pointed out. Come on, man. You've been lecturing us about all of this stuff, and now we've have massive forms of groups that we have not seen in a long time. Packed, jam-packed together, protesting. And now you have health officials green lighting. You probably seen videos of people in the hospitals, nurses and stuff outside clapping them on. What the So you mean to tell me that y'all not killing grandmas?
Yo.
All of what you said, you have now gone back on. You put 40 million people out of work, and now you're going back on it, what you've been lecturing us about. And the crazy thing is, in a lot of spots, there's still lockdowns. Does it make sense that you can't go to the gym in the same capacity as you could before, but you can pack up and go protest? Makes no sense whatsoever. But they're allowed to do that. They're allowed to do that because the game's rigged, man. Said it's Eddie Guerrero and bro, they lying, they cheating, they stealing. Low blows. Minimum. They have essentially violated every rule that they claimed had to apply to everybody else, or they didn't care. Everything. Now it's protests. Those are all okay because they got something to be mad at. The virus doesn't give a crap about any of that. Virus has no idea what's going on. It's not conscious about any of that. It's a virus. So if it was as deadly as you said, I mean, you've been lecturing us about it. I mean, need we pull up all the articles and stuff like that you had said? They were crying about the Ozarks or whatever, that big pool party. They were crying about that. By the way, there were no new cases really that came out of that. I ain't gonna let that one fly. But nonetheless, it didn't come to this. Doesn't matter. They were just griping about that. They were just griping at protesters with guns, opposing the lockdowns. Didn't end up looting or anything like that. Go figure. And in some cases, they went back on some of the laws that they had because of that. Funny how efficient that was. Now, they were killing grandmas. They were begging to talk about capitalism, blah, 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 blah. They're begging to die. They're begging to literally die. Okay, what are y'all doing? Actually, it's precisely the opposite of what it's precisely the opposite of what you're lecturing us about. You're trying to save lives, right? Black lives matter, right? Do black lives not get the Modelo virus or the COVID-19? Do they not get that? How does this work? Okay. The game's rigged. These guys are hypocrites. They will contradict themselves. And this is what I've been trying to tell you about these types. You're trying to play by their rules, and they change the rules on the fly. They don't care about being honest. These guys play dirty, man. They change the rules on the fly, and they then apply it to you. No matter if it contradicted the position that they had 20 minutes ago. It doesn't matter. All of that does not matter. They get to break those rules because they're not technically breaking them. They're making the rules. You're playing a rigged game. They rewrite them. They will take whatever position is advantageous to whatever it is that they want to do. That's it. That's it. Doesn't matter if it contradicts them. They don't care about it. You think they care about contradictions? They don't care. They've shown you this time and time again, long before now. But you certainly see it because we happen to have that pandemic, and it highlights all of this. The game is rigged. So here we are, and y'all wonder why the hell I get so frustrated with these wacko conservatives who don't know how to read the room, who compromise. For what? Why would you compromise with the people that rigged the game? For what, man? They said we had to do lockdowns. Oh, we had to do it. So you did lockdowns. All right, now what? Can't reason with these types, man. Now we're having this conversation about they hate the cops. They don't really hate the cops. It's just trendy to do that, right? F12, all of this. Okay. Very trendy. And then on the other side, they had been crying about gun control and stuff like that, which is enforced by law enforcement officers. See no further than Anne Arundel, and I believe is in Maryland with that case. I covered it on this channel. Case where they were enacting or more so enforcing a red flag law, and they shot and killed a man. It's a real thing. The local law enforcement and federal law enforcement is all the way involved in the gun control nonsense that these guys have been preaching. Okay? So they have been trying to disarm you. Right? They've been trying to disarm you. Those laws are still going to exist, right? As they talk about defunding the police and replacing it with another police, which, again, I've told you before, they have no desire to save you. They're not going to protect you, but they have made it more difficult for you to protect yourself. Meanwhile, they go destroy your business because insurance, because it's just property. That's what they say. The game's rigged, man. And instead of these, this is why I call these Republicans, I call them hacks too, man. Because instead of getting on the attack, this would have been the prime time. Okay, guess the rules y'all want to play by? All these orders that we have been completely abolished. All of the gun control laws in which that have allowed you, made it more difficult for you to be able to arm yourself as quickly and efficiently as possible. Abolished. That's what they should have been coming at. They should have been able to read the landscape, and that's all they had to do. And then it's like, all right, we're going to take care of it. We're going to protect our own property because you now won't use aggression upon us, which is all the laws are. Now people go to jail and stuff for possession of a illegal firearm. What is that? What is an illegal firearm? What is possession of an illegal firearm? It's just a gun. It's a gun that they said you wasn't supposed to have. That's it. That's it. You ain't got to do nothing. You can go to jail, get felony charges just for having a legal gun. I cross over. I speak out of it because, I have to. I have to know these laws because I carry. So you go to banned travels. We go to a state. They say certain magazines is to say above 15, I believe it is in certain cases, and definitely in California and stuff. They say that's a high capacity magazine. So you can't have it. Even if it was legal where I was at, I could have a 60 round mag out here. Even if it's illegal where I was at, or it was legal, I can call into another state. I get pulled over for anything. I can get pulled over, the band get pulled over for having whatever they would feel like rolling through a stop sign. I told a story about that. For those that are watching my streams, rolling through a stop sign. That's say the bands got pulled over. They know we got a gun. They grab it. 17 round, 19 round mag, whatever it is. We're going to jail for illegal firearm. These are stupid laws. Some of these exist. Some of these duty to retreat laws exist. In areas that are, let's say, have a lot of conservatives there. Not all of them. But some of the duty to retreat laws, some of these gun control laws, when you can get a gun, what kind of gun you can get, they have essentially disarmed you from the craziness that's happening right now. Thankfully, I live in Texas. We don't have no duty to retreat. I could pop you for trying to throw a Molotov or in the act of throwing a Molotov through my house. I can do that, right? I get to do that, right? I don't have no duty to retreat. There's no such thing out here. But a lot of cases they aren't. At minimum, what these conservatives leaders should have been preaching, what they should have been preaching this whole entire time We're getting rid of those laws. They're going to allow you to defend yourself because they're going to make it, they're making it nearly impossible. So at minimum, if the laws just said wasn't in their capacity and their power, they said we're not enforcing none of those laws. So if someone's coming up to bust your stuff, do what you got to do to protect you, yourself, and your family, period. That's all they had to come out and say. Did they do it? Have they been doing it? Saw one sheriff or whatever he was out of Polk County in Florida. He said, these guys got guns. I'm encouraging them to blow you away. That's coming from that. I'm like, dude, if there was one thing I would rather, I'd rather the state agent not exist. But if there was one thing I'd rather the state agent do is say that and get the hell out of my way. Say that, get out the way. Say that, get out the way. Say, do what you got to do to protect you and yours. They clearly don't care about none of that. They're not seeing any consequences. It's a free-for-all. They think it's because of insurance, because of all of that. They're willing to play this, change the rules on you. They don't care about none of this. Put the protection in your own hands. Let the militias be the militias. That's all they had to come out and say. What have they done? Nothing. Well, no, take that back. I'll tell you what they've done. They've sat here and been on the defense. It's not the time for defense. This is why I don't take them serious. Yeah. They own a defense. People trying to prove they not racist. People trying to... That bridge has been crossed. They're not rational people. Dude, you see these protests that are breaking out all around the country? Look, I'm not saying there ain't racist people in this country, but I'm saying look at the protests, man. There's a whole hell of a lot more people that are anti-racist than racist. You know what I'm saying? They certainly have more power. They got all these corporate brands that have said the same exact thing. You're not going to sit here and tell me like there's this massive white supremacist problem. Like, come on, dog. I'm not saying they don't, but they're not nearly as powerful as you guys. You guys are fighting a nearly invisible enemy. They don't like me to say that. They hate for me to say that, but that's the reality. The state ain't gonna protect you from nothing. And what would have been a better thing for people to do would be a lot. And I hate to hear it. I've been seeing stories, people reaching out to me, man. I'm from California, trying to go get this gun, but because everything's been getting crazy, I gotta find a way to protect myself. Oh wait, there's a 10-day waiting period. So let me get this straight. Not too long ago, didn't y'all's governor out in California kick the can down the road for another 2 months, despite having the data from LA County and Santa Clara County that said that the virus wasn't that deadly? Now the protests are going around. Now the looting's going down. All of that stuff going down. Things seem to escalate in a lot of places. All of this craziness is going down. And you mean to tell me they ain't gonna let you protect yourself for 10 days? There's something wrong with that. You're playing a rigged game. It's frustrating. People got to learn the hard way. But this game is rigged to the core. These people are rotten. They cannot be reasoned with. They cannot be reasoned with. This is not about Black lives. This is not about any of that. They have a specific agenda that they are trying to perpetuate, no matter what the data says, no matter what the statistics say, no matter what's around them. Like I said in my last video, you got these weirdos acting like white folk just now started dying by way of the hands of the police. Like, where the hell have you been? Completely oblivious. But they don't care. It ain't that post has probably 500,000 plus likes on retweets and stuff on Twitter. The game's rigged. They don't care about being honest. They've telling you they're not being honest. They're telling you they're not being honest. They're telling you they're not being fair. Look at the virus. Look at how they're acting. They get to do what they want, suffer minimal consequences. So I got you. The solution is very simple. The bridge has been crossed. It seems like it's gonna keep escalating. Bet. Do what you got. Let them do what they gonna do. The people need to get on the attack. Say, bet. Y'all want to act the damn fool? All these gun laws abolished. All these taxes, we ain't taxing them for nothing no more. All of these sort of laws that do not allow them to defend themselves, do not allow them to protect themselves, allow them to have to be disarmed. More so, all of those we getting rid of. All of those we getting rid of. If someone is aggressing upon someone's property and y'all acting a damn fool, they get to defend themselves. All right? Abolish all those silly, stupid laws that don't allow people to go to the gym or go to or do whatever. Still, despite all of these people protesting, get rid of all of that. Get on the attack. I don't think they're going to do that because they suckers. They suckers, man. They worried about being on the defense. This is the time to be on the attack. They told you they're not reasoning with you, man. They got the politicians, they got the corporate brands, they got these the cultural leaders. They got all of these people on their side. They don't even have to play fair. They know they don't have to. That's why the game is rigged the way that it is. So y'all keep playing. Y'all keep playing. But you seeing these sucker, it's another side of this. I get that there's that element of, okay, the game's rigged, but the guys you claim are the better of the two, the better of the two evils, the lesser of the two evils, whatever, the lesser evil of the two, however you want to phrase that, whatever, is doing nothing. And that's why I continue to say that the silver lining when it comes to all of this nonsense is that I hope like hell people that support these conservatives see them for what they are. That support these police officers see them for what they are. Order followers. They will be on the opposite side of the leftists when it is convenient. But when it comes to actually having to defend you, ultimately, they not around. Your businesses are being jacked up. And I will say this. A lot of these are happening in democratically run areas. But you know, some of you guys live in democratic areas. Some of you live in areas that are democratic. You already know what time it is. Your representatives, that one red guy that's sitting there, that's hanging around, ain't doing nothing to protect you, and he can't. It's ultimately up to you. You are your own first offender, and this is why I'm not saying that these fools should be doing anything for you. They've done enough. They've screwed up. Get out of the way, but allow at least the people to do that. I've been preaching this to you for a decade, man. I've given you 18-track albums, man, telling you this. They have no desire to save you. That is an actual lyric on self-ownership by my band Backwards. BACKWORDZ. It's our most popular song. It has millions of views, man, across combined platforms. Music videos live on YouTube, Backwards Music. That's what I literally say. They have no desire to save you. So don't. Just get the hell out of the way. The best you could do is not get punishment in the event that you defend yourself. That's it. That's all that can happen at this point. Get rid of the laws that get in the way of you going about your business, being free. Bet you're not going to protect me. You're going to stand down. I mean, I told you that wasn't what they was going to do. Now you're seeing it. Bet. Let me protect myself. Let me get the tools, freely get the tools to protect myself. Get rid of these stupid laws. You've shown us that this ain't about the virus no more. You letting these groups of people get made so completely illogical. Why there is a capacity? Why is there a capacity at the freaking retail store, at the bar, but I could go protest down the street with thousands of people? It makes no sense. They know that too, but they don't care because the game is rigged. Period, man.